You remember Canada, what I suffered in 2018 when I was falsely accused in respect to the murder of IGP was very, very close to me.
General Kale Kayihura, the former Inspector General of Police, is coming out to appear as if he's a saint. He's coming out to deny that he's not behind of the killing of the sheikhs. But also, he has come out to deny the killing of Joan Kagezi. Personally, I think General Kayihura will go in the history as one of the worst Inspector General of Police in East and Central Africa and some parts of Asia. Because he was partisan, he was a cadre. Publicly, they would come out and call him a cadre IGP. And he was also proud of it, not until he fell out with the regime. I keep on telling people that under unconstitutionalities, no one is safe, even if you're in the regime. Recently, Cedric Babu died because of poor health care, yet he was an enforcer of the regime continuity. So Kale Kayihura came out to deny of the atrocities he made, saying that he was not behind the kill of sheikhs, saying that he was not behind the murders that took place in the country. So in this episode, I've come to talk about Kale Kayihura's statement of saying that he was not behind the atrocities, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to tell you that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, Kale Kayihura is the longest serving IGP in history of the country, I think. Or maybe during General Kaguta Museveni's regime. I think he served for 16 years, if I'm not mistaken. But he will also go in history as one of the worst Inspector General of Police, who was partisan, who was inept. He used to cut deals using the Uganda Police. He never used to follow the Constitution. To an extent, there is a time he came out to say that the 48 hours rule should be banned. What it meant that, you know, if you are arrested, for example, if Kabir Sulaiman Mawagali, the next MP from Makinde East 2026, I'm arrested. If I'm taken to the police station, they must not hold me for more than 2 days. Those are 48 hours. Before they take me to court. Okay? But Kayihura wanted that law to be banned. And to make matters worse, when he was caught by the regime, he spent, I think, 90 days in incarceration. He cried hard, he cried out for the constitution that he quoted the law that he must be released in 48 hours, not forgetting that he wanted that law to be removed. When he was caught, he ran to that law so that he can be helped. Don't you see the hypocrisy? Kayihura is the worst Inspector General of Police. So, when he was holding an interview, he came out to deny these atrocities. So, before I unpack his lies, I want to play a tape when he was saying this. Here's the tape.
You remember Canada, what I suffered in 2018 when I was falsely accused in respect to the murder of Comrade IGP Kayihura, who was very, very close to me. So what we see, what really makes me mad. The kind of this is I see after the arrest of this man Nixon Agasirwe, who was senior superintendent of police. Recently, there was an avalanche in the media, in the social media, with all sorts of false stories targeting me. It reminded me of that time when a smear campaign was waged against me. And I'm really grateful to the president.
That is Kale Kayihura. First of all, when you are given duty, there are these are the functions of the Uganda Police is to keep law and order. If you are the helm of the Uganda Police, anything that happens good, it's attributed to you. Anything that happens bad, it is attributed to you. During Kale Kayihura's time, Muslim clerics, almost 20 of them, were gunned down. Even up to now, a report has never been put out. From Chekiria, Abraham Sekimpi, I can mention very many on the streets of Kampala. The reason as to why they are saying that we are behind the killing of Muslims, even when other people were being killed, like your Deputy Inspector General Kawesi, you went on to arrest Muslims. So you are painting a picture as if Muslims were killing Uganda policemen. There is a day the Uganda police went to Kisenyi. They arrested juveniles, young people, 14, 12, who were studying Arabic and Yasaruna, who were basically studying religion. They arrested them. They took them that they were teaching people terrorism. Okay? So during Kayihura's time, any atrocities that was being committed in the line of murder, they would run to the mosques to pick Muslims. Muslims were tortured. I remember a sheikh who came in court, burned in the legs and the fingers.
Cases of suspects attending court sessions in evident pain inflicted by security agents have been witnessed time and again. In 2017, 22 suspects in the Andrew Felix Kawesi murder case were each awarded 80 million shillings for violation of their rights while in custody.
I don't think that is justice that we are yearning for, but this is selective justice. Government has failed to produce the perpetrators of these killings, but instead it has turned its anger onto the Muslims. So why should it paint a picture that Muslims are subversive, they're violent, they're killing each other? Muslims cannot, I repeat, cannot and have never killed each other. The government has the task to produce the people who are killing Muslims.
There was an Alufenya prison. It was under Kale Kayihura. You built those torture centers. To an extent that even when you are relieved of your duties, the one who took over from you, Ochola, came out to close that torture center. Courtesy of you.
Nalufenya, the Director of Legal Services, is drafting for me an order to close it. That is okay with you?
Kale Kayihura used to be surrounded by criminals. The Nixon Agasue. No wonder Nixon Agasue right now was arrested in conjunction of killing John Kagezi. He used Ibrahim Kitata. I remember when they were protesting walk to work. Police would come out and guard people, civilians, to beat others. Can you imagine? Border 2010, it had Kitata as a patron. Would get the mandate from Kale Kayihura. He had guns, yet he was a civilian. So they would be deployed to beat opposition members in protection of the Uganda police. So the police would come and protect these criminals as they beat other people. And whenever the IGP would be interviewed on these issues, he would come out to say that those are the civilians, they were fighting others not to destroy their property. Can you imagine the Inspector General of Police coming out to say that a civilian beating a civilian, he was protecting himself? Yes, it's the duty of the Uganda police to protect the people, not the civilians. Kayihura, you cannot deny the atrocities. You are the one of the worst Inspector General of Police. And these things are going to come out and haunt you. Okay? It's the reason as to why even your boss threw you under the bus because of the bad manners. I keep on telling people, those who serve in the regime, pray hard that you serve under this constitution. Because if you break laws, there is a saying that says that revolutionaries eat their own children. That day the revolution will want to eat you, no one will be on your side. They will bring out the file, you making atrocities.
One time you are in government, even if you are not in uniform, you may be a minister, you may be whatever you are, but you need to know that at some point you won't be in that position. And therefore when you are out there, you are exposed. If there's no law to protect you, what happens? Trouble. I mean, this should be just logic. My hope is that all of us who are outside government, those who are in government, that invest all our efforts and energies and focus on ensuring that we have a country where we're all equal before the law. Because once all of us operate from that mindset, whether it's a president, whether it's a minister, whether it's a commander of an army or police, then that becomes a firm foundation on the basis of which a country can have sustainable stability.
I remember when General Kayihura was going to be tried in a court in Makindi, Boda 2010 stormed the judiciary. Let me tell you, my fellow Ugandans, no one is above the law. How can you tell me that when the IGP was going to be taken to court, he sent goons to attack the Makindi court? Makindi court, the temple of justice, and they blocked that case from going on.
The hallowed grounds of marching the Majestic Court were turned into an arena of bedlam yesterday when an irate mob threatened to arm lawyers prosecuting the IGP. This has since then elicited heated debate and condemnation from the Chief Justice and Uganda Law Society.
So you want to tell me that Kayihura, you are saying you are the worst Inspector General of Police in the history of the world? And I pray hard that the regime changes when you are around. You tested the wrath of General Kaguta Museveni. Of course, you tried hard to protect the regime, and constitutionally, of course. Okay? But the murders, the atrocities you committed when you were the IGP will never go away. So stop talking as if you are saint. You are given duty, you failed on your duty. One of, by the way, the charges against you when they put in the court martial used to even repatriate Rwandans who had run away from Kagame, and you take them back.
But quite obviously there have been accusations of General Kayihura seemingly either supporting Rwanda or not vigorously doing something about them, that have led to the latest tensions between the two. Because don't suppose that it is the failures in the police that caused this change. I don't think so. Kayihura was reappointed less than a year ago. You remember? He's just been reappointed and went through Parliament, and Parliament reapproved him. So if they reappointed him only last year, you mean Mr. Museveni didn't know of the problems in the police?
Okay. The good thing, I got a chance to see Kayihura when he's still the IGP. When Kayihura would arrive in an atmosphere, he would see power. I was somewhere, he came with the NTV News anchor, that this person who has an Afro, I've forgotten his name, is from the Western. He entered like this. I saw power. In fact, I first pretended as if I was doing my work. So he first kept quiet to command attention from everyone so that he can be looked at. Kayihura used to have tall bodyguards. I think in the Ugandan police you only get tall bodyguards. But now, it is a lesson to be understood that power is not forever. If you are given a chance to serve diligently. Use the constitution. Don't oppress Ugandans in the pretext of saving leadership. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make us by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on the YouTube channel, employee, subscribe, like, and comment so they can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.